DB link stands for database link. So we saw a little bit about DB link, during the first lecture yesterday. What is DB link? We saw the whole thing. Let me revise. Let us say there is one database here. There is another database here. This is focus 1. This is focus 2. And in this database there is a user called as A, there is a user called as B, and here there is a user called as C and D. These are the users. Obviously there are objects in their own schemas. All these objects are there. So let us say there is an object called as K in this schema, which is of our interest. These two databases can be on the same machine. It could be same window. This could be on both of them could be on the same Windows machine. Both of them could be running on the same Linux machine, Unix machine, or this could be on a Windows, this could be on Unix or whatever. I don't care where they are running. All I am concerned about, yes, there are two databases that are running. Now, what is a DB link? DB link is a connection between one schema in one database to another schema in another database. Okay, one schema in one database to another schema in another database. So, and DB link is like one way in a sense that this user will be able to do whatever he needs to do from this schema. Can user C do the same thing over here? No. It's a one-way traffic. One-way traffic in a sense, only a user can see what is inside the user C. So, this is the concept here. That means user A will be able to log in and he will say select star from K is a table, at the name of the DB link that we saw. Name of the DB link is, let's say, DL1 or DBL1, DB link 1, at DB link 1. So K is an object in the C schema in the focus 2 database. User A is executing this query. User A is executing this query, and therefore he will be able to get all the data from K and it will be displayed over here. Now, does user A require the login ID and the password of C? The answer is no. Answer is no. Once the DB link is established, DB link takes care of the password and all that stuff. So the password and the name of the schema, name of the database, everything. What are the things that you require to connect to a database? You require three things: the database information, the login ID and the password. The three things are required. All those three things are kind of kept inside the DB link, and therefore user A will just go in and select from K at DB link. Now, can user C use the same DB link, and maybe there is a table called as P here? Can he say select star from P at DBL1? The answer is no. No. Okay, because DB link is only one-way traffic. Only user A can see what is there in C. So how is this tunnel, how is this DB link created? That is what our main interest is. So the command is very simple. Command is create. Now, who will execute this command? User A will execute this command. User A will execute this command. Create database link. And the name of the link, in our case it is DBL1, L1, connect to, this is all one command, connect to C. C is what? C is the name of the user that we are trying to connect to. Connect to C, identified by. Now, identified by should be the password of the C. So I'm going to just say PASS. It is the password of user C in the database focus 2. You need to know the password. So who needs to know the password? The person who is creating the database link. And then very important thing is using, and in single quotes there is something called as CS. Okay, this can be anything. CS focus 2 and a semicolon. This is a very important thing. So what are the important things here? The login ID of the user that we are creating a DB link to, the password of that user, and then this is called as a connection string. Connection string, I will write it down here. This is called as a connection string. CONNECTION string. Connection string, this is a connection string, CS focus 2. It is a word. It doesn't need to be CS1, it could be anything, but it is a word which will allow a database, one database, to connect to another database. Okay, and I'm just going to stop here and say that this is a connection string. What is a connection string? How to set up a connection string? All that discussion is much lengthy, and we will discuss that during the listener setup. Listener setup is a very vast topic, and the connection string discussion will be there. At that time, at this time, you just remember one thing: connection string is a string. It's a word which will allow one client. Now, this is a client to connect to a server. A client to connect to a server is a connection string, and which basically contains the information about this thing. So this is how the database link creation command is executed. Create database link dbl1, connect to the username identified by the password, all this stuff. Once this is created, this is called as a private database link. Why private? Because it is created by user A, it will be used only by user A. If user B is logged in and he says select star from K at dbl1, no, because it is only from one schema to another schema, unless it becomes a public link. The public link is not from a schema to schema, it is from a database to a schema. Then it means user B can go in, user A can also go in. So public database link, all you need to do is say create public database link. Now, not everybody can create a public database link. Only those users who have the privilege to create the public database link can create that. That is also a system privilege. So even in order to just create a private database link also, you need to have the privilege, system privilege, create database link privilege. So this is what the database link is. Once the database link is created, now you can say select star from this. Now another thing is now interesting thing now from the security point of view. Now this is little interesting. I have created a DB link between, let us say, schema A and schema C. So it means user in A can go and say select star from K, and from K is the name of the table, correct? K is the name of the table, C is the schema. So K at dbl1. This is what user A will say. No problem. Why he is able to see that? Because now he is going through the link which contains the login ID and the password, all other information. But now in this database, user C, and there is a user D here, and there is a table called as M. Okay, this is a table M. This is user D and table M. This user C has a select privilege on table M, which is owned by user D. Okay, I have just complicated the situation now. This is one database, this is another database. Just while working over there, this D user has granted a select privilege on his own table to user C. Okay, now because of this, this user can now go and say select star from D.M at dbl1. Because now he is acting as C. So basically he is acting as C. That is an important thing to understand. Since he is acting as C, he will have access to all other things that have been given to him. Whatever access has been given to user C, this user A will be able to do it because he is going through a link which is containing the password of that user C. So creating a link doesn't necessarily mean that you can access one schema. You can access object in another schema also, but access has to be given. The privilege has to be given. So this is that minor concept there. How to create that connection string, that is a different topic. Now what is the purpose of where I use it? Okay, many people use it in a different way. Let us consider that this is your production schema and this is your test schema. Okay, on a production server and a test server. You have around 100 objects in the production server, and on the test server you are supposed to have 100 objects. Usually the test schema and the production schema, they are supposed to be the same. But for some reason over the period of time, somebody created a table here but not here and all that stuff. So there are differences. How would I know the differences? Here is how I'm going to do it. Select table name from, okay, I'm logged in as A. I'm going to set table name from user underscore tables. That means all of my tables minus select table underscore name from user underscore tables at dbl1. So if there are 99 tables here and there are 100 tables here, I will get a difference of 1. This is how it will kind of help me to find out the differences between this. If many times this happens, that a program that works in test is not working in production. Why? Because maybe one of the tables is missing, one of the primary key is missing. So how do you find out what primary key is missing out of all the 1000 primary keys that are there? You will go to user underscore constraints, and you will say where primary key, where key type, there is no key type, where constraint type is equal to P. All those things are there. So this is how you can compare the production schema with the test schema. There are many other ways of using DB-Link effectively, but this is one of the ways where DB-Link can be used effectively. Okay, so this is all.